Oh, hello, folks. I was just attacked by this cat just prior to going live. Hey, everyone. Welcome. It's Chris Gersbeck here. Curse Gersbeck here. Coming to you live just outside the Valley Lodge. Wow, I really had to move my chair out of the way to make that work. Oh, God. Guys, welcome to another edition of Jackey Neyman Jones, The Hands of Paint. I'm so excited about today's event. This is going to be a great one. We're going to be painting Torgo. And I just wanted to pop up real quick up top. And thanks, everyone, for we're streaming on Vimeo today. This is the first time we're doing it on Vimeo. And thanks for bearing with us. I know it's a little different than we're used to, but I think it's going to be super, super great for this class. And also wanted to remind you guys to please join the private Facebook group we have for students of Jackey Neyman Jones, The Hands of Paint, and also Jackey Neyman Jones Paint Parties. And also just remind you folks that if you would like to check out the Paint Parties class, you can get you can get a 25% discount by entering Hands of Paint at checkout for the Paint Parties class. So check that out. Join us. That's the second Saturday of every month, and this class is the fourth Saturday every month, so you'll have two classes every month. Okay, we got a lot to get to, so I'm just going to get right to it. Let's first welcome our instructor for today's class, the wonderful Jackey Neyman Jones. Hey, Jackey.
Hey, hi everybody.
Oh, you got Shanka in the outfit already. Yay. Oh, so cute.
Oh my God, yeah. Tell me about it.
I can't take it.
Yeah. She looks at me all the time like, really, this is my life?
It is it's amazing. I can't take how cute she is.
And I'll just show you right now because she's not gonna let me put it on her, so you'll just have to look in the Hands of Paint group when I post pictures. But I made her a bat costume as well.
Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait to see that.
And I'm gonna make a tarantula one too.
Ooh, nice. Perfect. So Jackey, you're going to be teaching us how to paint our very own Torgo today, which I can't wait for. Since the beginning, this has been a much requested subject for this class, so I'm glad this is the month we finally get to do it just before Halloween. And I know you've got some good stories to tell us about John Reynolds, the actor who portrayed Torgo in the original movie. And we've also got a very special, for the first time, we have a guest student sitting in on class today, which I'm so excited to bring her out. Folks watching, you may know her as Pearl Forrester from Mystery Science Theater 3000, also her work on RiffTrax, and of course, the Mary Jo Pehl show. Please welcome Mary Jo Pehl. Hey, MJ.
Hey.
Welcome.
I'm delighted to be here. No, I was going to say welcome to you, but this will be so fun. Welcome, everybody.
So, Mary Jo, you're going to be sitting in while Jackey teaches us all how to paint Torgo. I believe you're going to be sketching with a sketch pad today.
Yes, I have my sketchbook.
Nice.
And my crayons, because I love crayons. So
yes. Perfect. And I'm using my iPad today. So I will, at the end of class, I'll present the time lapse of my painting.
Oh, cool.
And Jackey's going to be teaching us with acrylic on canvas.
Yes.
But yeah, just a reminder, with MJ using crayons, I'm using my iPad. You guys are welcome to use whatever medium you're comfortable with. Yeah, we would just love to see, let me just mute her for a second. We'd love to see your artwork at the end. So please make sure to send me an email with your finished work so we can feature it on the student gallery. And also I'll put the link in the chat here so that if you want to come on screen at the end and show us what you've come up with so far, you can do that as well. And of course, Mary Jo, we really want to see your work at the end if you're comfortable enough to share it with us.
I won't know till then. So
Yeah, totally. And then Mary Jo, you'll hang out with us for a little bit afterwards, and if anyone has any questions, we'll be hanging out with people. So feel free, folks watching in the chat, keep it lively. Mark is on site with Jackey. He's moderating your questions and stuff. So any questions you have for Jackey throughout class, just put them in the chat there. There's on Vimeo, there's a Q&A function. So there's actually a little ask button at the bottom if you want to enter your questions there. I think that's everything. Should we get right to it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mary Jo, I'm going to take both you and I off screen for now, and we'll catch up at the end of class, which should be right around 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll hang out and we'll see what we come up with.
Yeah.
All right.
All
right. See you guys in a little bit.
Well, thanks for being here, everybody. And this Vimeo thing, this is new to me too. So anyway, I'm hoping I'm framed correctly and everything. But I guess Chris will let me know. So when I do with acrylics, like I'm doing today, I usually have 5 paintbrushes from like 1.5 inches, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and then a little liner brush. I also like to use Sharpies at the end, like you can see in my Torgo painting. I just kind of outlined a few things. But I'm learning that in these classes, as time goes on, people are using different mediums in all different ways, like sketch pad and crayon. That's a first. We had Godzilla painted on a rock. Our last painting our last class we did, someone did on a wine bottle with lights inside, and I was so inspired by that I'm going to be doing some live classes using that same thing and painting on wine bottles. I mean, God knows I have enough of them. So let's get started. This painting is just basically with the brushes, and but this is, I use a paper plate, if you can see that. So the bottom part of the hat, and that's where I start, because that's going to give me how to put the face in there and where to structure it. So also I want to show you, and I think it's kind of funny because after I made these, I made these just the way my dad made the original, with a welding torch and cold rolled steel. But sorry, my dog is eating my computer cord. Puppies. This one is opposite of the one in the film. So anyway, there's that. Now I'm going to put him, I'm going to start the hat about halfway so that I have room for the Torgo staff. I'm going to put it about right here, and I'll make my pencil as dark as I can. So hopefully you can see it. So that's the bottom part of this hat. And then I can always change this, especially since it's in pencil. And then, his hat was torn up. This hat, Torgo's costume, actually came from my dad's closet. My dad was 6'2", Tom Neyman, the master. And Torgo was about 5'8". But he was wearing my dad's desert scavenging hat. And the coveralls were my dad's welding coveralls. So, trivia. But the hat was really torn up. I still remember it. There was a big hole in it here. So, I'm going to kind of give you that. All right. So from here, I'm going to start putting his face in. And his beard ends up right about at the bottom of that circle. See, ta-da! I hope you can see that. Make it darker.
Yeah, it's a little light, but they can see it.
Okay. Hey.
The top of the hat, they might not be able to see.
A lot of times with my paintings, I don't really sketch things out, but this just feels like it needed it rather than just like jumping into it. So with faces, I want you to see this. With faces, like from the top of the head, you see the top of his head would be up here underneath the hat, but the eyes are right in the middle. If you look at a person's face, generally speaking, their eyes are right in the middle of their head. So I'll put a little light line where his eyes are going to go. And I'll probably change it later, but I just want to give you the idea of where the eyes would go. Hope you can see that. And then the nose, the bottom of the nose is about halfway between the eyes and the bottom of the chin. So I'm going to put a little mark where his nose is going to be. And then the mouth is generally about halfway between those things, between the nose and the bottom of the chin. So you got a basic face going. After that, we can put in the mustache and the beard and all. But right now, I'm just trying to get the basics down. And then his neck. I put him over a little farther this time, so I may just not bother with that edge. Let's take his shoulder all the way. I'll tell you, I've never done a painting like this with people, like we're doing a figure or a person. So I'm a little bit nervous today. I didn't even have to tell you that though, because maybe you didn't know that. His sleeve. Now I'm just going to go over here and start sketching in that hand staff. You know what helps a lot is, some to use for a straight line. Well, I have my book here. I could use that. You can really use anything. Use a piece of tape. Actually, I'm going to use this notebook over here.
Q says, don't be nervous, Jackie. You always do great.
Aw, well, thank you.
Q. Thank you, Q.
Put a little line there. And even on this side, why is my puppy whining? She's eating the bottom of my easel.
She's getting
I love that picture Mary Jo posted of her doggy coming in with a leaf in his beard. That was so cute. So there's the bottom of the post, or the top of the post. And I want the hand to be, because you can, let's see, like that. 1, 2, 3. It's about 1 to 3, approximately. So if I want it this wide, 1, 2, 3, and that works out just about right. And in this case, I started with the center part. This part, these cutouts. Well, actually, let's see. So we can get where those cutouts go. Huh, I put 3 on this one. That one's from the film, but do it however you want. It's your painting. And when I do paintings in class, I always like to change it up a little bit because it's like I've already done it that way. I'm going to show you how I did it, but I may change some colors. I may do some different things. I chose blue for the background because he had blue eyes and I thought that was nice. But you can make your background any colors you want for his eyes. Man, this dog is really going to town chewing this easel up. Now we got 4 fingers and a thumb. And what's nice with this, it doesn't have to look just like a hand because it's a sculpture and it's made of steel. The bottom finger, I'm going to kind of place where in the second go there. Go there. There. Kind of gives me a positioning for the fingers. It'll show up a lot better when I start putting in the background.
Yeah, her squeaks are coming through.
I bet. I'm sure you hear my dog. She's not complaining. She's actually having a great time. She's like teething. She teethes on my face in the morning. She wakes me up by chewing on my fingers. That's not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the background. Then I'll start with the other detail because when I do the background, it's going to push over into this. I'm just going to do it so I don't obscure my pencil lines. But with this background, I have, well, this I should tell you, the colors I'm using, and it's hard to tell because I recycle everything and there's other paint underneath. So I figure if I just keep adding layers, then eventually maybe I'll cut that out and turn it into a piece of art. That's the way my mind works. So I have a blue that I like. I have white, brown, black are my main colors. I have a little spot of red in there so that later with the skin tone, I can just kind of warm up the tone of his skin with white, brown, and add just a little bit of red to that. So for the background, I'm using my biggest brush. This is 1.5 inches. I dip it in the water, scrape it off. I don't know if you can see that, but scrape it off so it's not dripping. And then I'm going to pick up some blue. And I'm just going to start kind of pouncing. And, you know, it's okay that I'm going over on the edges of my pencil lines, as long as I don't obscure them to the point I can't find them again. And in this case, it's acrylic paint. And my dad always said, it's paint, it dries. You can paint over it if you don't like what you have, but acrylics dry really quickly. And that's why I use them in paint class, because otherwise we'd be sitting around forever if we were using like oil, for instance. And I'm pouncing it. I'm gonna pounce it out until I've just about run out of paint over there. And for those who don't know, I had a 30-year career. I had a business doing faux finish, like wall treatments in people's homes and businesses. And so this is just one of those techniques. I love using my techniques in my work. I'm going to get in between the fingers there. I'm just going to pick up a smaller brush. Get it wet. Scrape it off. Pick up some color. And I'm going to start getting into these areas. Got a little too much paint on there. That's okay though. You know, paint anything that would be showing through for the background. Yeah, this little dog, I'm socializing her. I want to take her everywhere. And see, I've already pounced out the paint on my bigger brush, so I could actually come in here and kind of make it match the rest by pulling some paint off. And I can still find my pencil lines. Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Shonka,
Oh,
it's working. Jeez.
she don't care.
She doesn't care. Oh man. This is her active time apparently. Normally she's taking a good long nap. Yeah. Not today. Okay.
Killing me.
Yeah, she's the boss of everybody. She is the little master.
Boss of me.
If anybody else wants a master robe for their dog or kitty, I'll make them on my Etsy. Pounce, pounce, pounce. You know, it just occurred to me, that's a good way to get out a little bit of anger, frustration, you know. Getting there, huh? And you know, if you wanted, you could even come back when that dries and add a second color. I mean, in faux finish, that's what I often did. I did a 2 or 3 color finish on someone's walls, and you know, just adds more depth and dimension. And if you have a canvas, you know, don't forget your edges. If it's a wrapped canvas, some people might have a flat panel. You don't have to worry about it. And And to get to the bottom, I'll just turn my canvas. Don't need that because it's not going to be blue. All right. Play with it some more if you want. I can't wait to see crayons. Oh, Shunka, please. All right.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take a moment. Can you toss it to me?
Oh, slider.
Slider over it. Ah, crazy. You just
It'll
chill.
work out.
Just chill. We're going to let this dry. I'm going to let this dry and give you all a chance to catch up too, or to take a break or whatever you want. But for little Missy here to chill out. God, look at her face. Don't get her started. Sometimes Mark's not so helpful. He gets her going. Oop. Don't throw up. Yeah, we have wild turkeys in the yard and deer. She went after the deer one day and they actually moved away from her. So now she's like all that.
She looks like a toy, say.
She's a Chihuahua, by the way. See, she's getting sleepy now.
Not a Rottweiler?
No. The local bar lets dogs come in. They invite dogs, and the owners have this giant Rottweiler. She's old. Her name is Macy. She's kind of heavy set girl. And I took Shanta in to meet her. And well, Macy got a little irritated with the constant Shanta-ness, but they have the exact same markings.
Oh.
Oh, somebody else is in the building. All right. Dry. Are you chill now? I don't think I brought her blanket, did I? Nope. Okay. Chill. And when you're done with that brush, if you're using the big brush, that'll be the last time you use it. So you can go ahead and clean it off and set it aside. Next thing I'm gonna do is start working on that hat, just so I can get a better feel for where it is and how it's gonna look, because I can always touch it up. And that's gonna be white, just a little bit of brown. I'm gonna mix those together right there. Pretty light brown. Tan.
What is that? What is it? What is it? It's a ghost.
Yeah, so the wild turkeys in the yard. Well, we're kind of on their regular pathway. So they nest in the trees, the fir trees at night, and they come down and they travel through the yard, through the front, and then down the back driveway. And so you imagine, they eat a lot and they poop a lot. And she's a dog. And dogs just love stuff like that. So that's kind of the downside. I need to get some more paintings together because next month we're back to doing the pole. And I definitely have some ideas. I just got really busy lately. I mean, I got 3 master's robes orders. And that's a lot of work. But I committed to making 100 of them. And I'm on numbers, yeah, I just finished 51 and 52 is next. Sold a couple of doggy robes, just sold one yesterday for a little tiny Yorkie. I can't wait to see.
I'll make a little bed out of our coat.
See, a lot of this here, his face is a little wider, but that's because of the beard. You'll see. And it'll probably come down a little more.
Untitled Tori says, I live on a lake and we have goose poop problems.
Isn't it gross?
Dogs love it as a treat and a fashion accessory.
Oh, yeah, they roll around. Yeah, I was holding her yesterday, and she had something on her face, and I went to wipe it off, and I was like, oh, God. As soon as I saw it, I smelled it. Oh, God. I know it's good compost, but seriously. And then we got grandkids running around, so that's another. Anyhow, I digress. Let's see. I'm thinking about that a little bit. I think that's where I'm gonna do the same thing, that tan. But I'm gonna pick up just the tiniest bit of red for skin tone. And yeah, I'll go with that. I may end up adding a little yellow to it. Just to even it out. It's a little pink, but I'm going to go for it on the first run anyway. His hair is going to be part of it. Yeah, it's definitely too pink. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm going to grab a little yellow. So do you know if you mix the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you get brown, and you can work it into all shades of brown, like I don't know if you saw the video I made of this, just about color. So this whole thing is with these 3 colors, black and white. But all of these colors are made, and then the brown is made from these equal parts of these 3 colors. So you can shift your brown to a more pink brown, or this all shades if you look at the color chart. So that's 2 pinks. I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow here.
Yeah, I heard brown wasn't even on the chart. You had to make it out of orange by increasing the brightness.
Well, orange is yellow and red. So you add a little bit of blue to that, and then you have brown. When you look on the color chart, opposites, just about anything opposite is going to create a brown if you put them together. Like Christmas colors, red and green. If you add those together, because green is blue and yellow. So you always come back to those 3 primary colors. See, now it's too yellow, so I'm going to pick up a little. I'm just going to keep playing with it till I get what I like. Add a little more white. I mean, I'm the kid that always played in the mud, and I usually have paint on me somewhere. I'm being really careful. Chris and I were talking earlier. What do you guys think about aprons with the black aprons with the hands?
Yeah.
I want those. So now that's.
Jackie, do you have any memories of John Reynolds you can share? Ask Q.
Yeah, actually, he and my dad were friends. They were in theater together, but John lived just down the street from us, and he really liked my dad. They were, they visited. John would come over. He was a pretty troubled young man, and my dad was a bit older, and somebody that, I don't know, they understood each other. They understood depression. They both did. It was not easy. But I just remember him being a really sweet guy. And on set, during MANOS, that's too yellow, but that's okay. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to go ahead and get a neck, at least the first coat here. Just any space that might be skin. Yeah, that color's going to change. It's going to change a lot. You'll see. There's always those times when I don't like my painting, and then all of a sudden it starts coming together. But with John on set, he's kind of a introvert type, and besides my dad, I don't think he was really real close to anybody, even though they were all in the theater together. And everybody was working anyway, so anybody on set that wasn't working when I wasn't on camera was me. And I had to be there a lot because it was out in the desert outside of El Paso, and it was nights and weekends, and so my dad was my ride. So if I had to be in any scene for the evening or the day, then I had to go. And he was on camera a lot. So I had a lot of downtime, which was not a problem for a kid like me, because I loved it. Can you imagine being 6 years old and getting to wander around in the desert at night?
No rattlesnakes?
Sure.
There's rattlers, yeah.
Oops. Ah. Blue, look, he's like a rainbow nose.
Oh,
I'm going to switch out my water. It's got blue in it too. My colors are getting mixed up. Oh, you notice I'm wearing my MANOS dress? I love it. This is the one that's sleeveless, but I just put a little long sleeve cotton t-shirt under it. And there you go. I'm set for winter. I like the other ones though too, the ones with the pockets. Because I never have pockets. All right, I'm messing the heck out of that plate. Now, I'm going to start over. Now that I don't need this anymore, I only needed it for that. So, I'm going to make my own brown. Yellow.
Q seconded yes on the apron. I said that'd be cool.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Aprons.
And then I can just wear it every class. And I don't have to worry about messing up my clothes.
Oh.
Hold on, blue. Wow, that looks really creepy weird right now.
Yeah. Let's see if they can see it. Yeah, like a pumpkin head or something.
Yeah, huh? Just for Halloween. All right.
What about our new guy who plays Torgo? He's pretty cool.
Steven Shields?
Steven Shields.
Yeah, he is. He was great in MANOS Returns. I loved our cast and crew. And Steven, he was a really good choice. I mean, that's a hard character to replace. You can't replace Torgo. He's John Reynolds. And but Steven brought his own take to it. I'm playing. Making some brown here. See if I can do a better job for skin tone this time. So tell me, what all are you guys working with today? I know there's an iPad, there's Sketchpad. What else? We have somebody that works on miniatures. I don't know how you even do that. Now I'm getting somewhere.
Nobody's chiming in yet.
It's because you're busy.
Untitled Tori says I'm doing paint on canvas board. Good morning says acrylics and canvas.
Okay.
Same with Jay Shockley. Oh, Amy Martian is trying out My Paint.
My Paint, what's that?
That's a program, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, now I'm getting to much better skin tone here. Took me a little while, but that's all I used.
Aaron McCulloch, colored pencils and newsprint.
Colored pencils and newsprint. Okay. Really looking forward to seeing these.
Ooh, she's bragging. Says, if I'd been more prepared, I'd try the sewing machine.
What? What? What do you mean? How do you sew it?
Oh, patchwork, I guess, or something.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna get this background in there because, well, that's gonna change all the detail when we get there. Neck. All right. Yeah, it's going to take me a couple coats to cover all that blue. I'm going to stop there for a moment. Now I'm going to go over here and start filling this in and with the darker brown and work on his jacket because those are basically the same colors. Let's see. Can't find my pencil, so oh, there it is. Let's see. Little collar thing going there. Not so much. I think his shoulder needs to come out more. We'll get to that. All right. I'm covering a bigger space here. Start with, God dang it. I keep hitting my blue on that. That's what napkins are for. All right. More white. I'm just getting rid of that. That's frustrating. The blue just wants to interfere. Oh, and a little touch of black, because, you know, getting a little gray there. I'll probably mess this plate up too, but as long as I don't get anything on this dress, I'm okay. Hence the apron. I need the apron. And I'm just somebody that I just blend on my plate. I don't blend ahead. So I put a little bit of black in there and get my first coat there on his coat. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to do it like this because I want to start with a little bit of texture in that jacket. I'm not blending it terribly much. Just kind of lightly. This is just one of those technique thingies. That works. Works for me. I know, he still looks like a clown. I know. I'll work on it. Yeah, I see I need to thicken his neck, but not right now. Let me just go ahead and use that big brush. Again, pick up some more of that. And I use that same kind of pouncing technique that I did on the background with the brown. And I'm going to come in a couple more times over the top for detail and to sharpen it, but it's just the first coat. And if the bigger brush is too much, you can always go to the next size brush, which is bigger. Oh, that's the bigger. Yeah, next smaller brush. A little more control. It's a little more black, very little bit with my brown. I tell you, I was doing a podcast interview the other day and I hadn't shut my phone off, forgot, and it started ringing and I got that Torgo theme. Mm-hmm. So it was funny because the guy that was interviewing me said that he had been thinking about adding that in for the opening, and there it was. Made it easy for him. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, in my opinion. Not bad. I think I'm gonna extend it down a little farther. Like I said, there's always time to adjust things. It'll cover up if you don't like it. For the stuff, I picked up a little white. I'm gonna get my line there first. And in the original photograph of this, you can see his hand holding the staff, but I chose not to do that because hands are hard. And I don't want people to feel frustrated, including myself. That's a good start. Got a pencil line in there I'm gonna hide. All right, I'm anxious to get to his face now. Okay. I'm gonna fix that color though, it's still too yellow. Not happy with that, so. But it's fun to just play with paint. I was saying earlier, I was the kid that was always in the mud puddles and such. I love doing things like this. I love seeing what happens with mixing color and playing in paint. Oh, getting better. Hmm. Hmm. That's better. Plus, having that background that I already put on there makes this next coat just cover and flow better.
Your dog's asleep in the armpit of my jacket.
Oh, yeah, notice it's a lot quieter in here. Doggy. Need to thicken his neck up here. Okay. Getting better. Okay. Well, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and I've got some colors pretty close to that. That's just more, just a little bit of black and white, more gray, actually. See, I told you I'd mess this plate up real quick. It's a little dark, but I'm going to come back with a lighter, add some more white once this first layer dries a little bit. Now, as I said, if you're doing a canvas and you got a wrapped edge, you're going to want to, go around the bottom and the edges. I don't always do that in class, but I should. Mhm.
Radio silence. Everybody's so busy.
That's what happens every club. It gets real quiet. Used to get so nervous, like, what's going on? Where is everybody? Because you're working. That's okay. Not bad. Need some more weight. There we go. Like a lighter gray. That's what I really want.
Since we're here concentrating.
Yeah. So what I do about John Reynolds, one of the main things I remember about him on set during MANOS was he seemed more comfortable with me than most anybody else. So when there was the downtime and he had downtime and I had a lot of downtime, we would sit on there was a little rock wall in front of the house at the Valley Lodge. And I remember sitting there with him and he would entertain me. You know, he'd know little magic tricks or he'd do pratfalls he was definitely on drugs for part of the time. But I think the pratfalls were intentional. Pretty sure. He was a very sweet man. And hurt a lot of people. I start doing little flicks. I got some brown paint here. If I can get some of that, some hair in here, it'll start making them look more like a face. I may end up bringing the hat in a little more. I think I will. I can already see that, but I won't know that until I can see more of them. And also his ear is in here, so I need to make that. Let's see. So the ear, generally the top of the ear is even with the eye. And the bottom of the ear is right about your mouth. You know, between your mouth and your ear, basically.
You might want to bring that in closer for a second, just so they know where you're at with the eyes and stuff. So you can't see that far away, the blurry.
So I'm drawing his ear in here, so you can see his face really isn't that wide because he's got ears on either side of his head. But I may still bring this in. I'm sure I will right now, but it's easier to add more than it is to take away. So it's the brown. I'm using my two smallest brushes really for this part. And I'm using a little kind of flicking motion for his hair. And I'll be doing more with his skin tone and shading, so I'll be able to make these ears better.
You still got 28 minutes.
Oh, good. Good. So there's the ear in here. And then the beard, I'm using that pouncing motion again, but with the smaller brush.
Aaron says, I made his hat way too big.
Did you? Well, you might be able to cut it in and then do the same on your background. Maybe add a second color to your background so that you can blend it in better. Something you can play with.
Same thing with the neck, huh? Good morning says, I made his neck way too big.
Ah. Well, then make his beard longer and hide it.
Oh, excuse me. That dog is out.
Whew, the dog finally went to sleep.
Yeah.
She naps really well, but boy, was she in a mood. Mark really had her going there.
Make her sleep.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Kind of going loosely. I'm just trying to get I can always fill it in, but I want to see all the structure. Okay. Well, now we get into some of the details and more challenging things. You're going to have to get some eyes and some eyebrows going. Let's see. Smells. Getting some lines so I can see where they're going to be. Oh, let's see. Okay. This is the nerve-wracking part because like I said, I never do this in front of an audience. Oh my God. Okay. His nose needs to have his mustache. So. Breathe. Yeah, don't forget to breathe. Okay. Woo. I'm just gonna go for it. And it can't be a master's mustache. You have to be careful. I also encourage people to step away from your painting from time to time and just give yourself a moment, because I haven't done that yet. And so I don't. It's okay. Talking to myself.
Q says your Torgo looks like a little like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh. Well,
Well,
maybe he should play the next Torgo or something. Maybe he's getting too old though by now. Well, I think he's going to look quite a bit different by the time I'm done. Let me see. He looks older. Of course, I don't have eyebrows on him yet. He looks like maybe he got older. Stick a nose up a bit. It's putting things in the right place anyway. His nose is a little short and broader, but some of that I can change. Some. Oops. Uh-oh. Oops. Sorry. The other thing is, when I'm working on my own stuff, I'm not standing off to the side. I usually have it flat on the table. I'm right in front of it. So that's a whole nother experience. Okay. Work on his eyes a little bit here. Yeah, I'm quiet now too. Focused. I mean, I can't say if it's going to be the case or not, but it often surprises me that I end up liking the painting I taught in class more. I don't know yet, but I'm liking it so far. Really looking forward to seeing you guys work. Well, of course, the other reason I needed some red was just to add a little red for his lips. Use my finger to blot. That's sometimes the only thing I got. More mustache. Torgo.
His lips are fuller in that one, I think.
And this one?
The top lip, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not done with this mustache. Yeah, this painting, there's more going on than, you know, a lot of the paints that I do. And like I said, I tried to simplify them by taking the hand out so you didn't have to deal with that. And as far as the Sharpie goes, you may not necessarily be able to do that until the paint dries, if you're using paint. You know, I think he's coming out okay. I'm gonna bring that hat in just a little bit.
We had that haircut in real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a pretty bad haircut.
I mean, more scruffy than usual because, you know, he's playing a character.
Yeah, half of his bangs are hidden or something.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, going back to a little bit bigger brush. I want to make his beard just a little more. Lengthen his chin just a little more. And you know, may not get all the way to. I know I won't get all the detail in, but that's what our Hands of Paint page is for, because a lot of people continue detailing later, don't get it all done in the class. But my goal is always to show you everything I can over here.
Hugh said something nice. I wish John Reynolds could have seen how iconic Torgo became.
I know. I think in the long run he would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Boy, my dad sure did. He had a blast with it. He really did. All right. I'm going to make sure I get his eyes done. At this point, you know, I'm pretty much going to be into detail. That's where I'm going to want to outline the hand a bit. And I can do that with a brush, with my little thin liner brush. Or that might be something you want to use a Sharpie or something else. It's nice not to have straight lines. That's one of the things I love about painting trees and things of nature, because it has a freer form many times. I just want you to be able to see all this more clearly. If your brush starts dragging, just get it wet a little bit. It'll really help. Not bad. Okay. Finish his eyes.
No, 13 minutes.
Good. Okay. Cockeyed there. Sorry, Torgo.
Chris says his Torgo's neck is way too thin.
Thin? Well, that's easier to fix than too thick. That's for sure.
Q says I'm never going to finish this painting today. Had a good start, then ran out of steam halfway through.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, when I'm on my own, I don't just power through the whole thing. Sometimes it takes me days. Sometimes I just have to keep coming back later. I mean, I'm not going to finish mine today, because when I'm done after this class, I'm going to want a break. But I like how it's going, and I've learned over time not to force myself, because then if you start pushing yourself too much, that's when things don't work out the way you might want. But he's got a whole different look, and he's going to continue to be different. But like right now, if his eyeballs are too big, that's real easy, because I can just come back with the white and make them smaller or position them a little differently. Again, I'm not going to get too much into that right now, but I'm going to have a lot more shading. Right now, I want to work on this hat a little bit more. And define it. But I can't wait to see what you guys have. If you want to show us before we're totally done with class, even if you're not done with it, that's cool. But I'd love to see them. But you don't have to. Some people don't want to show their art before it's done, and that's totally your choice. But I do hope you share it with us at some point when you're done.
Kind of like a Jedi robe he's wearing.
Well, maybe he was one of the first Jedi.
Could be.
Oh no. See, that's a whole different film. I mean, there's been so many MANOS projects, like, puppet theater, rock opera, stage productions, trading cards, video games, goes on and on and on. Several films. And now the MANOS Chronicle is a whole new thing. I call it the MANOS verse. There's just so many different things going on, so many different ideas. This movie has inspired some pretty creative things.
Yeah, he just went through a porthole in the future.
Ooh, see, that's real timely for now.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if you want me to be in it. Okay. He looks more distantly contemplative. At least at this point. Who knows by the time I'm done.
He's a little younger in that one, too. A little younger. Looks a little younger to me.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little while ago, he was looking older, but now he is. He's reversing.
He's using the force.
Ah, that's it.
Any idea how long he was in the service of his master? How young he was?
Well, in real life, I think he was 27 when he died. It was, yeah. I think he was just 27. But I don't know how long Hal had meant for him to be in the service of the master. Because, it was kind of a flimsy script.
Oh, yeah. He could have been a kid or something, just going into puberty and loved the wives and stuff.
Yeah, well, he definitely loved the wives.
Some of them.
Some of them. I don't know if you guys go on my fan page. I did a reel, was it yesterday or the day before, of that little dog in her master's robe chasing my cat around, and they were wrestling and rolling. It was so cute that now I have to make wives' dresses for both of them, and try to get them to recreate that scene because dang, that was cute. That cat, when I brought the dog in the house, she's like, no. She can't help but like her now.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right. We'll start wrapping it up. But, yeah, at this point, it's some cleanup, some details. His eyes are going to change quite a bit. I already know that. But I'm happy with what I got going here. And as I step back, I may change a couple things. Like I'm going to change his neck a little here, just little details. And when you are done, please sign your work. And I think that's it. Here's another cool thing. See, I just want to save all this stuff and turn it into something ridiculous. Okay.
Great work, Jackey.
Thanks. I can't wait to see what you all are doing.
I love the one you painted in class today. I think looks even better. He does look younger in that one. It looks like a younger Torgo.
Yeah, and there's going to be some changes, but honestly, I'm at this point I'm liking him better too.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to bring our guest student on.
Nice. Hi, Mary Jo.
There we go. Oh, you're on mute right now.
Oh, shit.
That was so interesting, Jackey. Thank you.
Thanks for joining. I can't wait to see what you're doing with your crayons and your sketch pad.
Okay, I'll show you, but I learned more than just like artistic configuration. I learned about like sort of proportions and dimension, none of which I was able to execute, but it was just like in my head, like how this.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna go around. I gotta look.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh,
I
cool.
love it. Oh, that is really cool.
That's really awesome.
It's really great.
Good,
I
yeah.
like it a lot.
Very good.
Oh, I'm
And
so
I can see why working with paint would be a different experience, being able to work a little bit more in nuance. Anyway, that was really challenging in a great way.
yeah, the blending, it's all different. Like, watercolor is a whole different experience. Pen and ink is a whole different experience. And so it's kind of fun to test out some of these other things. You never know. It's when I teach, I always tell people, the beginners that come in and go, right off the bat, they go, just so you know, I can't paint a stick figure. I'm like, okay, well, we're just here to play. We're just here to have fun.
Yeah.
The truth is, I get my best ideas from beginners because they don't know the rules, so they do things, and I'm like, that's really cool. How did you do that?
Wow.
And then I go and I put it into my art. So
Right. Cool. That was really cool.
I have mine over here, and then I'll share the time lapse video in.
Oh, excellent.
the Facebook group, but there's my.
Oh, hey, look at that,
Oh,
David.
gotta look at this one.
Cool.
Oh, awesome. And that's on an iPad, huh?
I did that on my iPad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so when you do that, are you using your finger or
I have like I have an older iPad, so I don't have like the Apple Pencil one, but I just got this
Okay.
like on Amazon. You can get these cheap stylus things that work on touchscreens.
That is really
Um,
cool.
Yeah, so
I
it's
want to try that out.
it's
Yeah.
it's great because you really feel like you're actually like drawing with it
Yeah,
or painting or
yeah.
whatever. And you can choose all different brushes. I used Adobe Fresco, which is a free app if anyone else is curious and experimenting with it. And it's just so much fun playing around with it because there's just so many different brushes and you could change the flow of the brush and how it blends with other colors. It's really cool.
You can make it look like watercolor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's really cool.
I'm going to put the link in the chat for StreamYard if anyone wants to hop on real quick and show us your work, or if you want to email it to me, you could send it real quick to Chris at
Yes, please.
dumb-industries.com and I'll toss them on the screen. I hope everyone had fun though.
I hope so.
If also people watching live, if you guys have questions for Mary Jo, for Jackie, for me, for Mark, for Shanka, anyone.
Shanka's napping, so I can't, but I can speak for her, I believe.
Toss them in the chat and we'll try to answer them. Yeah, this was a really fun one. I really liked. I think this is like, I feel like this is like the first one where it was like a human portrait because we've done
Yes.
we did the master and his dog.
Yeah,
The first
but
one.
I wasn't as nervous about that one because I've recreated that painting 2 or 3 times now. So
Yeah.
I had a little more experience with it. Plus, I remember watching my dad actually paint it, and I was familiar with how he painted. But this was really different for me, and I'm very happy with how it's coming out. But I was nervous. Oh, that's today.
Kelly Marie posted this one in the Facebook group.
That is so great.
Oh, awesome.
She's still working on it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's I love it. I can't wait to go on the page later and see. Please post.
Yes. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for the private Facebook group as well. That's where we hold polls for future classes. I know this one was pre-decided, but we're gonna go back to the polls for the November and December class.
December? Give us some ideas for November and December. I mean, I've got some ideas. I'm working on things, but I need help. It's tough. There's so many great films, but really fun films on MST, and but a lot of them are like, well, what are you gonna paint from that? I mean, a lot of it's just plain weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Totally.
Mothra, remember that one? Oh, Mary Jo Pehl. That. This is Mothra.
Yeah, your Mothras. I love the Mothra so much.
I love that.
There's a vote for Gamera.
Oh, we already got that. Yeah, look.
Oh, that's right. We haven't done Gamera yet.
Yeah. We haven't done this one yet. Well, we could do this one for next month.
I have one more I'm going to put on screen. This is from Erin McCullough. Just emailed this one.
Oh,
in.
nice.
Nice.
Looks like colored pencils, maybe.
Is it on paper?
Yeah.
I like it.
Very cool. Thanks, Erin.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is always. I just always love seeing everyone's work back to back too. It's so, especially like we're all in our own cities and locations and everything, and like we're all creating, like working off of your work, but just coming up with her own take on it. It's always just so fascinating to see. So.
It really is, because in the personal classes, I mean, I did one yesterday, and it was a couples class. So the idea was to do 2 paintings that could be put together into a whole scene, and it was so interesting. Everybody's was so unique.
Mm-hmm.
And one couple, you could tell they were a couple. Their sides were different, but they had the same energy. And you see people being inspired by other people. I encourage people to get up, walk around, see what other people are doing. But we don't have that opportunity here. So it's a whole different experience.
Ooh.
Very cool. Yeah.
There's one more I wanted to put up. This was done before class, but one of our students, Q, sent this in. She drew this picture of Torgo and you, Debbie.
Yeah, look at this.
He showed it to me before class.
That's cool,
I love
man.
that. Can I have a copy, please?
Yeah, Q, if you could, if you want to,
Stone wall.
Jackie would love to have this. If you want to send it to her, shoot me an email. We'll sort all that out. But yeah, I absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the original. I would just love it. I think it's just great.
It's super great.
Yeah.
Okay. Mary Jo, I know you and we have our Halloween special for the Mary Jo Pehl show on Tuesday. That I
sure do.
Hope everyone can make it to. That'll be on Twitch.
I'll be there. I want to be there.
Tuesday.
Yay!
What fun, Tuesday.
And Jackie, we have another edition of Jackey Neyman Jones paint parties. And let me just double check the date, but I believe that's going to be, Saturday, November 12th will be the next one for that. And that's, it's the same structure as this course. It's just, last time we painted, it's just, general subjects, not mystery science theater related. This was last class. This is Inga Wogelmuth painted this on the wine glass. Yeah.
I already ordered some of those LED corks that she was talking about.
Oh yeah. So that class has also just been super fun, and the creativity that we see. This was I believe Donna sent this one. Godzilla on the rock there.
Give me that. Oh, that's brilliant.
Awesome.
Next paint parties is on November 12th, and then the next Hands of Paint class will be on Saturday, November 26th, which is Thanksgiving weekend. So hopefully you guys can join us, and we'll all get together that day and get away from our families for a little bit. Okay, everyone. This was so much fun. If you guys are watching this in the future, please make sure to send me your artwork so I can feature it on the student gallery. Send me an email, chris@dumb-industries.com. Join the private Facebook group where, we can all communicate together, and be sure to check out Jackie's blog as well, because every week she's posting new stuff in there. You can comment and react on there as well. It's just another hub for us to all communicate together. And also the Discord, the Dumb Industries Discord server, we have a Hands of Paint channel where students have also been posting their work. So you can join that by going to discord.dumb-industries.com. And I think that's it, right?
I think so.
All right.
I'll be posting pictures of Shanka when she's in the mood for wearing her bat costume, and I'll be making her a little tarantula costume next.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, Mary Jo, you should see. I was inspired. I saw this video of a little little tiny pug, not much bigger than her, and its co-family dog was a Rottweiler, and they had put the spider legs on this little pug, and it's running around wanting to play with its friend, and its friend is like, what? The Rottweiler jumps on the couch, and the pug's like jumping. It's like, I couldn't get, he wanted to crawl through the back.
Oh no, hilarious.
I go, oh, I gotta do that.
Yeah, for real. That's hilarious.
Thank you, Mary Jo, for being our first guest student. This was
I'm
awesome.
delighted. My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah, it's a joy, and we'll see everyone next month. And thanks again for signing up. We hope you had fun today.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Have a
Bye,
great
everyone.
afternoon, rest of your day.